Michelle here with My Designs in the Chaos, where it's my goal to develop, encourage, and grow your crafting talent and confidence. And right now, we are in the middle of our series called The Daily Dose of Design, where I am talking about all the things related to SVG files and designing SVG files. Right now, we are in episode number 10, and every question that I have answered so far is a question directly from you. You guys have sent in so many wonderful questions and emails to the email that I have listed right down below, info@mydesignsInthechaos.com. And if you have a question on designing, please make sure to send it in. And that way I am able to answer and address your question, possibly in one of these episodes of the Daily Dose of Design. So hello, guys. I am so glad that y'all are here with me. If you're here, say hello. I'd love to hear where you're watching from. In one of our previous series, I talked all about different programs that you can use to actually design your SVG files. So I'd love to hear, if you design your own files, in the comments, what software do you currently use? If you'll share that with me in the comments. So on every single one of these episodes, if you find value in them, I would love it if you spread the love a little bit on whatever platform you're watching this on. I greatly appreciate it. And what we're going to be doing today is, I had a great question that was all about rainbows. And the question was, Michelle, what's an easy way to make rainbows inside of your software? And so I thought, hey, that's a great question for me to answer. So today I'm going to be going on to Adobe Illustrator, because that is the current software that I design in. I started designing in Inkscape, but I'm going to walk you through 3 different ways that you can actually make rainbows inside of Adobe Illustrator. Now, keep in mind, there's always more than one way to do it. There's even more ways than what I'm going to show you today. So don't feel limited to, oh, I have to do it like this. I'm going to give you some options and you can kind of play around with it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dive right in, and I'm going to share my screen with you. If you could give me a thumbs up in the comments and let me know if you can see this okay. If you can see my Adobe Illustrator screen right here. And I am currently working on my MacBook, but Adobe Illustrator looks very similar if you are in MacBook or if you are on a PC. So here inside of Adobe Illustrator, again, if you could give a little bit of love to the video, just comment, let me know, can you see this space okay? And then I will go ahead and dive in. So the very first way, and probably in my opinion, one of the easiest ways to draw a rainbow here inside of your software, is to utilize what's called the curvature tool, okay? And so this curvature tool is right over here on the left-hand side. I'm gonna click that curvature tool, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to make a curve here in my software. And that gives me a nice little arch there. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to my arrow tool. And right now I have the stroke on. You can see that right here. And I have the fill off. And you can change that stroke color to whatever you want. And there I've got the start of a cute little rainbow. And if I want to like bring it down a little bit, I can do that. Or if I feel like, you know what, I want to angle it a little more this way, I can. Now, in order to get the next layers of the rainbow, I'm going to keep it super simple. And I'm just going to copy and paste. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller and bring it down and put it right here inside of the original. And then I can change the color to, you know, another color for my rainbow. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to copy. I'm doing Command C, Command V, and paste. And I'm going to bring it down just a little bit, and I'm going to put that right here on the inside. Again, just a quick, easy way to make a cute little rainbow here inside my software. And you can do that as many times as you want. You can make the rainbow look as arched or not arched as you want. But that's a really easy way to be able to make a rainbow. Now, if I was going to cut this as an SVG file, I'd want to make sure that I transition each of these lines to an actual cutting line rather than just a single line. And the way that I'm going to do that is I would go up here to Object, Path, and I'm going to say Outline Stroke. And now they are ready for me to be able to utilize as an SVG rainbow. So the next way that I can do this, so that's option number 1. Option number two for how I can make a rainbow here is by using what's called the blob brush tool. So I can go right over here to the left-hand side. I can click blob brush. And then what I'm going to do is you can change the size of your tool. You can make it smaller, or you can make it bigger. So I have it pretty big here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to draw a little arch here with my mouse. And I'm going to draw out the rainbow. And then I'm going to do another one. And again, I could copy and paste, but if I want to just draw a second one right beneath it, I can do that. And again, I'm just using that blob brush and I'm going to change that color to like a red. Let's see, let me select it. We'll do an exact same color as the original one. So that way they look very similar. And then I'm going to go back to that blob brush. I don't know if one more arch will fit. I might need to make it a little bit smaller. One more arch right on the inside there. And then I can make that one a light blue like the other one. So that's option two. And I can kind of stretch them out and I can move them around and make them more curved and stuff. That one's a little more messy, might need a little more cleaning up. But that's option two on how to make a rainbow here inside of Adobe Illustrator. Now, because I love to give options, I'm going to give you one more option here. Like if I was keeping this as my file, I would probably go in and I would manipulate some of the nodes, make it look a little bit prettier, but this gives you a basic look. The next option I'm going to show you, this will be the third option. It's a little bit more complicated than the previous two, but the third option is by utilizing a circle. So I'm going to go here to the ellipse tool over here on the left, and I'm going to draw out an exact circle. I'm holding down the shift as I draw so that it's an exact circle. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle so that I can cut that circle in half, because that's what a rainbow is, right? I just cut that circle in half, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select both of them. And then over here on the right-hand side, I'm going to click minus the front. And now I've kind of got a nice little base for my rainbow. And then I'm going to copy and paste it, make it a little bit smaller, change the color of it. And then I've got option number two. And then from there, I'm going to copy and paste it, make it a little bit smaller, bring it down, and I'll make option number three. And then I'm going to take all of those and I'm going to line them up to the bottom, line them up to the center. And I've got a very similar, it's a little different, a little similar. I could do the same as many times as I wanted to. And then from there, I could even like knock out these different areas if I wanted to. So like if I wanted to make it so it's just a single line without having to layer, I could do that as well. But that is three really, really simple, easy ways for you to be able to make a rainbow inside of your software. So I've kind of given you a few options there for you to be able to play with and be able to create your own rainbows, because I know that they are super in style, super fashionable right now, and you can kind of go to town with using one of these three options. There's other options as well, but again, I used the curvature tool for one. If you are in Inkscape, you would want to use the Bezier tool. That's kind of like the pen tool. Option two is using the blob brush, which is just kind of freehand doing it. And option three is where you're actually using a previous shape to cut out that rainbow arch. So those are your three different ways that you can create a rainbow inside of either Inkscape or Adobe Illustrator. I can't wait to see your rainbows. And then I will see you guys back tomorrow for episode number 11. And if you have a question, make sure to send it over info@mydesignsinthechaos.com. I'd love to feature your question on our daily series. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great one. Bye.